Oh boy. What's up, guys? My name is Trey Swish. This is the Ether, and we are reacting to one of TommyNFG's videos, and it is titled How We Lost Kanye West. And boy, this could be a whole fucking 12-hour fucking documentary, brother.
Man, oh man, the end of the road. Never thought we'd make it here.
Nope.
Okay, that's a total lie. I knew we would make it here. Ladies and gentlemen.
No, when I was young, I did not think we would get to this point. No. Kanye's gone crazy. Straight up.
And we've just witnessed one of the greatest artists of a lifetime. An artist who's
arguably one of the greatest in hip-hop. Easily.
His success and knew he was gonna make it from the start. Someone whose story inspired millions out there and whose music changed music as we know it.
His documentaries are crazy, man.
His own empire himself. I think we're witnessing history because I've truly never seen a musician of Kanye's caliber ever go downhill like him. Kanye's most recent crash out proves to us that his ego isn't just about not caring about what fans or critics have to say. It's also about not caring what the people who love him even say. I'm gonna be fully honest. I think the world owes Kim Kardashian an apology. I
was about to say, a lot of people blamed it on the Kardashians. Now you could still argue the Kardashian effect for sure. But I do think I don't know, I have mixed feelings about it because there's been, like, Kanye's talked about it, there's been stories about it, about like people saying he was mentally ill and all this kind of other stuff, and then obviously there was other factors that were involved as well, that were bad actors or, you know, mismanaging his medicine and stuff like that, where it's like it's just a dicey situation, and obviously we're outsiders looking in with no real context at all with what's actually happening. We're just hearing what's said by people, so keep that in mind. But I was a huge Kanye fan. I loved his music all the way up to Life of Pablo, and then there was a huge drop off, in my opinion. People might argue before then, but I think up to Life of Pablo, his music was consistently amazing. It was such my vibe. And you know, it's sad because he's probably, like, I would compare it to Drake in a way, but Drake still has consistently put out albums that I would say are like 60% and plus, you know. Kanye's albums are like 25% and down, some of them. So it's kind of sad when you only, like, get 2 songs from an album that are good. You know what I mean?
The amount of hate people gave Kim for keeping her kids away from Kanye was huge. And I'm not gonna lie, I was one of those people hated. So I give my sincere apologies to Kim Kardashian because you were right. Kanye made these videos back in 2022 complaining that Kim wouldn't let him see his kids. I'm saying back then like it was ancient times. It was really 3 years ago. But for Kanye, that's like 4 lifetimes and 5 schizo eras. At that time, everyone was hating on Kim because even though Kanye was still known for saying some crazy stuff then,
I remember when people were hating on Skeet. Remember Skeet? Remember him? Yeah. I remember when people, and some people still hate on him. I don't fucking care for him, honestly. He's supposed to be a comedian. He's not really that funny to me. But yeah, I remember that era for sure.
Well, Harriet Tubman never actually freed the slaves. She just had the slaves go work for other white people.
Y'all, we leaving right now.
It was before the whole Alex Jones incident and the...
Oh man, I covered this back when I was not consistent on YouTube. Before, when I still had less than 50 subscribers on my channel, I covered this, and YouTube flagged my whole entire channel for posting this shit. It was crazy. It was wild. There was so many big creators at the time that reacted to the same shit on Twitch, on YouTube, all over. And I was like, what the fuck is happening right now? Did I just get deleted? After, like, oh boy, I only had 50 subs though, so I honestly didn't know what the fuck I was doing to begin with. But yeah, YouTube did not like, not a lot of people liked this. This was messy, and then he came out with like the net, like he was jellyfishing in Bikini Bottom. Like, what the
recent
fuck?
Twitter ran, so we still had some public image there. I'm imagining if this is just the stuff he's saying on Twitter, could you imagine the type of stuff he's saying in real life, especially around his kids? Because it's not like he would care they're hearing it. He don't give a f. His wife got butt.
Bro, why is she always naked? What is that? It's like, you know, like there's weird fetishes out there for sure, and it's not cuck energy, but it's close to it. It's almost like the whole world gets to enjoy your wife being naked. And you like that. It's not the same, but it is very odd. I just don't understand like why. And I think it's a deep psychological detachment from losing Kim, and because obviously she looks just like Kim, it's almost like he wants to like put her ass and tits on a billboard and be like, hey, Kim, I got an upgrade. And he's just parading her through the fucking cities. It's fucking nuts. She's gonna have a documentary one day, because I don't think they're gonna be happily ever after. If I'm a betting man, I'm not. I would not assume that they would work out for the long haul. But I guess crazier things have happened. I don't know.
Booty naked at the middle of Grammys with kids around. After the Alex Jones incident, everyone pretty much thought it was over for him. He got all his sponsorships pulled away. All his friends and families cut ties with him, except a couple people. And a lot of Kanye Glazers couldn't find a way to defend this. Nope. But in some odd, somewhat weird way, he was slowly making a comeback from this. I mean, there were still some
Vultures had a couple good songs on it. It did.
Glazers that defended him and said the reason he did that was to get out of his business deals. Yeah, I'm sure the billionaire Kanye West could have found a way to get out his deals with lawyers. Like, I don't know about that one. And his recent tweets prove he did that because he actually believed what he said. I would say the comeback started with his halfway apology. He apologized to the Jewish community in 2023 on his IG post, and also because of Jonah Hill, so shout out to Jonah Hill. He also started making his comeback by doing what he does best and releasing clothes and music. He made the official Yeezy.com.
I do not know how he makes money off of his clothes. I do not get it. It's like I could take this jacket, take some scissors, maybe tie it to the back of my truck, drive a couple miles, take a couple razors and just drag them on the shirt, and then maybe wash it once in the dryer. Also, extremely hot, like at very hot temperatures where it's going to singe everything. And then maybe, just maybe, I'll have something that is quality, just like Kanye's fashion line. I don't get it. I do like the shoes for sure. They look comfy and stuff like that. But I mean, Nike has like Nike Maxes and a couple other shoes that look very similar to his stuff, especially on Amazon. There's like off-brand Yeezys for like $20 that are so comfy. So, yeah, I really don't get the fashion line at all. Fashion in general, I don't get. It's people are wearing fucking Mario boots and shit. Like, what's going on with is the fashion industry like the new the art industry where it's massive loads of laundering money going on? I wouldn't be surprised if that's what the case was. Because I don't get it.
On websites so people could buy from him independently instead of from a brand. Only someone like Kanye and a few select celebs out there could do this and have people care. His name was pushed by labels and brands for 2 decades, so he doesn't need their promotion anymore. And for the music end, he also released Vultures. In typical fashion, he does some crazy and then releases music so people can forgive him and realize how good he is. But this time, people weren't rocking with the Kanye formula anymore. Everyone universally agreed that this was his worst album put out and the effect wasn't hitting the same. Even
I don't know, Kids See Ghosts was pretty fucking bad. There's a couple decent songs on there too. I feel like ever since Life of Pablo, his albums have been ass, but there's like 2 gems in there. So that's what I'm saying. 25% or lower.
Though it has some bangers on there, it wasn't that Kanye magic everyone expected.
It'll never be Kanye magic again. I think after Life of Pablo, it's just never gonna be the same.
Specs from his albums. And this coming after Donda, an actual good album with some of the most aura-filled shows you could ever witness.
Also, if you know about music, and obviously if you're listening to this about Kanye West, you probably know something about music. The worst thing that could ever happen to Kanye West is Travis Scott's direction and music, because Travis Scott does have a feel kind of like Kid Cudi and Kanye, but with his own like twist on it. And for me, with Travis music, it's close enough to that Kanye Life of Pablo feel, where I'm like, really, his stuff, the quality that's coming out of Travis is far more superior than what Kanye is pushing. So why do I need to even like try to convince myself, my younger self, that no, his music's still good when there's just better options out there, right? Kanye's music used to be something unique, something you couldn't listen to anywhere else. It was so unique. And now you have clones. you so it's like I don't know which one came first, Serum Mist or Sprite, but I mean Sprite's pretty fucking good, you know, and they taste the same. I have no need for Serum Mist.
Gotta be the biggest downgrade ever. I'm not even gonna mention Vultures 2 as a piece of work. We're not even gonna mention that. The saving grace was Carnival and it hitting #1 on the Billboard and being a hit, which wasn't because of Kanye, if we're being honest. If Cardi wasn't on Carnival, the whole album would have been forgotten. And Anthony Fantano didn't like it. How could we possibly like the album without his approval first?
This is completely unreviewable trash, and here's why.
Oh boy. I need to check out his review for the new Drake album.
But Kanye's saving grace, if not in music, will always come in fashion. Kanye could tape some souls to a rock on the ground, and it'll become the highest selling thing in fashion for the year. The creative thing about the Yeezy web,
I swear, the fashion industry is just some mindless zombies that all they see is numbers by the amount of people that have followers. It's like, oh, this is your fashion. It's like, what, bro? You're gonna wear a fucking toilet seat on your neck because Kanye said it was nice? Like, what? What are we doing? Motherfucker was walking around with fucking like inflatable boat equipment that you use for tubing. They're just wearing it around. Say, I just want to take a little pen and just poke him and pop him, see him fly away like that one ant in Harry Potter.
Side is that everything is marked at $20, meaning it was affordable to anyone, and it isn't talked about how genius that idea was. Usually we're used to some celebrity or athlete collabing with an already established brand and selling some for like 8x the price it costs to make, but he was kind of showing us here that them are scammers and could actually sell it for a cheaper price but choose not to. Him releasing one of his weirdest looking shoes ever was smart too, because everyone saw how weird it looked, and we'll usually not buy it for what Yeezys used to be priced at, like $140, and if you're buying it from a reseller back then it was probably more, but people could see it's $20 and give it a why not. I bought them when they first came out and it took like 3 months to come, and I'm happy.
Yeah, I'm good. Amazon's in 2 days.
To say I wore them twice and never wore them again. They're actually pretty comfy and not bad, but I walked out in public with them on one day and realized how stupid I looked to everyone else. So then I wore them just at home, but eventually changed back to my Crocs because I didn't want to roll the sock up my leg every time to get them on. He also went from looking like Shrek or a goblin from Clash of Clans for a while.
Yeah, he's looking rough.
Back to looking like 2016 Kanye.
No, I saw a picture of him the other day. He looks rough still.
Kanye recently. That gave a lot of people hope that he may be returning to a normal state. That he may be finally cooling off the nitrous. Until the Super Bowl aired a Yeezy ad and he was laid down on a dentist table, probably getting pumped up with 10 gigatons of nitrous while it was going on.
What's up, guys? I spent like all the money for the commercial on these new teeth.
He must understand that, you know, the furry community's been popping off, I guess. Or maybe maybe this is for all the people that were obsessed with the Twilight series. And, you know, back in middle school when I was getting my food in the cafeteria, and naturally I'm just trying to mind my own business and walk back to, you know, my table with my boys, you know, and you have all these people that are fighting over Team Jacob, I'm Team Edward, and I'm just, you know, fucking trying to mob my way through all these fucking crazy women. Maybe it's for them. I don't know. Who wants some fangs, bro? Besides those two groups of people.
So
Mike Tyson?
Once again, I had to shoot it on the iPhone.
That boy out of there. Mr. Potato Head looking ass.
Go to Yeezy.com.
This was an ad in this Super Bowl. Jeez, he does look healthier than I expected. So maybe what I saw was an older photo.
Go to Yeezy.com. Unless you're looking for Adolph's new.
Are you fucking joking me?
Merch line, I would lay off it. This
is that
aired
really
like the
on
Joker
there?
airing himself on the news in the Dark Knight. I knew Kanye lost his creative genius when he first started talking about using AI. There are certain places where AI can't work in a job, and music is a big one. No one at this point is stopping
music and art for sure.
Him from keeping like this AI art train going. On his recent interview with unknown D-list egghead-shaped writer Justin LeBoy,
although Taylor Swift type numbers, it's you know, I had a 7% conversion rate. So let's say if we took I love when you do math. Math glaze? Math glaze?
The glaze of the math.
I love when you do math.
For his new album Bully, which was supposed to start rolling out this year, maybe the tweets have something to do with the album name, just maybe. He was talking about using AI for the majority of his album and said it's the next version of sampling.
He must have really loved that Drake AI song, which, to be fair, some of those Drake songs by AI do sound fucking pretty good. I low-key would have listened to probably half of them. The one with The Weeknd, that shit slaps. Bro, it's so good. If you haven't heard the Drake song that's AI with The Weeknd in it, dude, go check it out. It is so good. The Weeknd's part's a little iffy, but Drake's part is fire. Definitely better than probably everything except for 3 songs on his newest album, which is a wild statement.
Away
honestly.
from AI, it's a more negative reaction than auto-tune. And I remember, like, I did auto-tune because people thought, they're like, man, this auto-tune is trash. As an artist,
To be fair, live performance, auto-tune is trash. If you use auto-tune, you better be lip singing. Motherfucker, I do not want to hear your real voice if you use heavy auto-tune. If you're at a concert, please, for the love of God, lip sync. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I've talked shit about people that lip sync because I think it's lazy. But if you use auto-tune and you don't sound the same, I listen to the music. I want to hear some shit that sounds like the music in the car. Straight up. That's why I'm here. I'm here to see a live performance of you sounding like what I think you sound like. You know what I'm saying? Man?
take anything.
Shit.
I could sell a piece of for like $10 million and shit, you know, and
take a sample. And this is like a dream come true. Back in the days, you used to have to get the 24 track.
I never once dreamed of being able to sell a piece of shit for $10 million. Don't think that's very relatable. But I mean, I guess there's some salesmen out there that might.
Stems, the Motown, like the 24 track reel. It was like this. And they would tape it on a CD or tape it digitally. Then you got the different parts. Right now, you could take any song and separate it. Just get the vocals. Yeah. Just get the bass line, the drums, completely separated. So when I send a song or a sample to my engineers, I just say JS AI. Like they had a.
This technology would have been crazy like back in the day, and they did have it back then, but I think it was a lot more manual. This technology is so easily accessed. Like, I use CapCut to edit some of my videos. It's just a feature on there. You can isolate the vocals, which is great for, like, for instance, if I have like fans blowing really loud, I can go back and edit that out. Or if I want everything but the vocals, say my audio is fucked up on a video with a gameplay video. For instance, when I played Dynasty Warriors, I think it was the beta, the audio was too, like, it was kind of fucked up. So I took out my voice and raised the audio of the game, which is but to be able to have that is so amazing. It really is.
Website.
I don't think he understands the reason why people don't like AI and what it brings to music is because it's lazy. The point of music is to craft art.
People have been saying this a lot, framing AI in a negative way, and I've talked about it in a negative way as well. But to be frank, if you have someone that's already lazy, it's going to make them more productive. Now, if you have someone that's already productive and they already can do the job, but then they use AI, it will make them more efficient for sure. But at the same time, you're going to be taking away those tedious tasks that keep them like sharp. And so that's where the very like high productive skilled workers that have that niche already, that's going to be removed or made easier, like the barriers to entry will be removed to do the same job. That's who it's going to hurt, because they're going to be able to use it, adopt it, get paid less because they're spending less time. In the front end, they'll probably make more money, but once they realize they can hire someone else or use a program, they'll get paid less or get fired. But also, them using that is just not going to keep them like sharp, right? Because that's a skill that they developed, and that's something that no one else has, or less people have. And if everyone has access to that, man, they're going to slowly dull their skills. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm saying it in a weird way.
Artistic sounds. And people want to feel the emotion from that person's vision. Like, I'm imagining Runaway, one of Kanye's most emotional songs, and its layered meaning. If it was made using AI, no one would be able to feel those emotions. It might get some of the vocals right and instrumental, but
that's not true. Not true at all. If the product is this exact same as it is how he made it originally, it'll be the same vibes, 100%. If it's the same fucking thing, you can't tell the difference. It doesn't fucking matter. It's the same thing. But it's AI. Are they going to be able to get it dialed down to the exact same tone, the exact same note? Eventually they can. And eventually copying is going to be the easiest thing. It's going to be generating brand new ideas. So like if he's trying to make Runaway 2 and he has a vision for it, and him trying to utilize AI to create that vision, well, part of the issue is when he's making that like actually hands-on, he's trying different things, and the process of making it, that vision, it changes and creates something else it's bigger than what he expected, or it takes him down a different route, right? If he just is able to generate, it with AI, it will have less meaning to it, because it's probably not going to be the same product that it would be if he went down the journey of making it himself. Does that make sense?
Humans can feel other humans' emotions and can tell. That's why with AI art, it's pretty obvious to tell it's AI and looks weird to people. And when he's talking about auto-tune,
I love AI, but I love AI art. That shit looks fucking dope.
He's right. At first, people didn't like autotune. But the difference between autotune and AI is autotune still includes some human action. You actually have to record vocals still and edit the autotune filter to what you want. Okay, the AI wouldn't be that bad if he was just using the AI to maybe help him break down a sample or something. But he's trying to use...
Or make it to make beats. For real. A baseline beat, and then you add to it, edit it yourself in the studio. Like manipulate it to exactly what you want. It's a good way to get like a default slider, right? A starting point. I'd assume.
Use AI of his voice with 0% recording coming from him.
It's you can get the fuck up on my shit. It's you can get the fuck up on my shit. Hunt around, hit him with the guap, take a fucking down, hunt around, this way that kid.
But also it's pre-recorded by actual person, so the like tones, the different heights and lows of the voice, the cadence of the voice, this is all manipulated by a human, which is so complicated to replicate with technology at this point. The thing, when we talk about this video is going to be dated in a year, 100%. The technology is going to be so much better. It's just growing and growing and growing and growing. That's why I have a big fear of AI and robotics.
Oh my God, the meat writing is crazy. The meat writing is crazy.
The old Kanye would spit at himself for even doing this. This is the same man who said he spent 5,000 hours making a song. So now he doesn't have to do any work if he wants to. He could have someone ghostwrite some lyrics for him, have someone record a reference track for him, then use an AI voice filter and boom, new Kanye song.
To be fair, that probably has already fucking happened. Not with the AI, but delegating responsibilities to make a song. I'm sure as hell that's happened. I'm sure as hell he's made a song that he didn't write. Like, what are we talking about?
I would think Kanye would be the one person against AI in music, considering how much he cares about the craft. In actuality, Kanye cared about the music craft. Yep. And Ye is the degenerate who doesn't care about his well-being or the people around him. People have been pointing out after his recent crash out that his wife actually might have something to do with it. We all know that Kanye got diagnosed with bipolar disorder in 2016, which was kind of a blessing for him because anytime he lashed out in public, his fans could just blame it on his bipolar. But recently on the interview with Justin LeBoy, he claimed he actually was misdiagnosed and has autism, and that his wife suggested she thinks he doesn't have bipolar because she's seen it before.
To do that, because you say something about your personality doesn't feel like it's bipolar. I've seen bipolar before. Yeah. She's educated, so I've seen bipolar before, and come to find out it's really a case of autism that I have. And autism takes you to a Rain Man thing where you're like,
you take medication, does it work for you? What gets you out of
I haven't taken the medication since I found out that it wasn't.
Well, this explains a lot.
Bipolar, that wasn't the right diagnosis. That I found out, I was like,
I don't know who that doctor was, but fire that immediately. He's a far cry from autism or bipolar. It's looking more like schizophrenia. And
oh boy.
Coincidentally, this episode came out on February 4th, 3 days before he...
Wow, so we have a couple dots on the graph right now. We have a line. We have a line.
Started crashing out on Twitter. I don't know how long meds take before they start wearing them.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about it. I'm not an autism and bipolar expert at all. Do his crash outs seem to be mood swings? The fuck do I know? He's not live streaming himself fucking tweeting. You know, we just see the fucking tweets. How the fuck would you like?
But my prediction is that probably has something to do with it. So if it is because of Bianca, thanks Raw Naked Chicken Wing, you ruined my life. All I'm saying is Kim would have stopped this bullshit ASAP. The worst tweet has got to be him saying F Virgil. Actually, let me not pick a worse tweet. He's Diddy and R. Kelly. Him and Virgil had known each other since 2003. And for some reason, Kanye's always held some type of envy against him because Virgil became the fashion director at Louis Vuitton and he didn't. I think their decision was based off a couple of things. One probably being they didn't want to pick the guy that was gonna risk tweeting out slavery's a choice one day. You know, just a safe option. Even when Kanye was at...
I'll never forget when he got on air and said... Man said Bush hates black people. And the raw reaction from the guy next to him where his heart just sank. And he's like, I'm gonna get fired because of this guy.
Virgil's first show and hugged him. Deep down inside, he wished that was him, and I guess he never let it go. But you can't be happy for your homie? Even if something like this happened with my close friend, I might be mad initially or wish I wanted it. But at the end of the day, I'ma still be happy for them. Like, y'all saw each other go from nothing to being the biggest fashion leaders.
I really think you need to put this in perspective. This person is one of the most famous people in the world, probably has one of the biggest egos in the world. When you're talking about these stars and hip hop or whatever it might be, a celebrity, right? You're talking about, you can't relate to it like how you treat your friends. You just can't. These people aren't normal anymore. They're not. Like, it's Kanye. Like, oh my God.
And Kanye already had Yeezys, which was already successful, so it came down to ego and wanting him to rule everything. Also saying he stole my position and culture strategically is so ego eccentric. Like, you're the one who literally hired him to be on your team years ago. AKA, you're the one who wanted his help and expertise to help you with things. It would be one thing if Virgil was alive and he's ranting on him and he still has a chance to talk back, but he's on him while he's not even alive. Also, the amount of Jew tweets, like, holy Kanye could trip on a rock in a deserted mountain and he's going, ah, damn, that's gotta be the work of a Jew.
Oh my goodness.
Jew. He can't make up his mind. He goes on hating them for multiple tweets to then thanking them for making corn, posting corn all over his feed for people to watch. I know people probably threw their phones in public after opening Twitter that day. Dog, he's the same man who said corn ruined his life after finding God and that it destroyed his family.
I remember when he was making the religious, oh my God, when he was making that religious album, it was so fucking cool. Like, the music was so raw. I think he was in like Africa or something like that. I'm not a racist. I don't know exactly where he was, but it was so, the gospel music he made and the videos that came out, it was so cool. But then you hear stories after that when he like starts his own church and it's like, it's Kanye's church. There was a lot of weird stories. I'm not going to get into
knowing
it.
His kids are old enough to now understand what he's doing and saying.
And doesn't he own like a private school as well? It's just...
Especially Nora. She's 11 years old now, turning 12. Imagine her friends asking her why her dad is tweeting out that he's a Nazi. I wouldn't be surprised if some of her friends' parents aren't letting them see her anymore. The thing that really doesn't make sense is the Diddy defending. Like, bro, you called him out multiple times.
When you try to make sense of Kanye West, you're gonna go crazy as well. This shit never will make sense.
Times in the past.
Now, none of these that want to say something
Travis
now.
gave you the address, though, right?
Travis gave me the address.
Right.
But as far as Meek Mills, Puff Daddy, whoever, none of these niggas, all you fake hard niggas, fuck you. Hold on. Okay. All you fake hard niggas, fuck you.
I don't know what changed his mind. Maybe listen to a couple of fire Diddy songs. Do those even exist? Now that I think of it, I can't even name 3 Diddy songs. Can you?
I can't name one.
And you know for a fact he's heard stories in the past of how terrible Diddy is and what he's done to women. He probably heard it before we did too. He's been in the top of the industry.
Heard. brother heard? You think he heard about it? You think he? Oh, come on.
That long, and his best friend was Jay-Z.
About?
And then he's gonna tweet out, "We love
about?
You, Puff." No. You are not the voice of the unheard. Maybe you were in the past, but I did not sign off on that. Then he goes on to defend R. Kelly and say the age of parental consent in Massachusetts is 14, which he got.
What is this, fucking Reddit, bro?
Community noted on, and it isn't even true. I think he feels the industry him over and set him up. So everyone who's been accused and convicted of something from,
I think that he needs to take something. I don't know what kind of medicine they're feeding him, and there's a lot of corruption in the medical field as well. I'm not saying he needs to be medicated or anything like that, but if he thinks he has autism or whatever the fuck it is, bipolar disease, something ain't right. There's a screw that needs to be tightened a little bit. I do think like natural remedies are the best way to go for a lot of things. And I'm not a fucking doctor at all. Like, what are we talking about? But like, it makes sense that his crash out came right after he announced he's been off the medication. So it could be a lot of things. It could be stress. It could be triggers. But still, the shit that he's tweeting. Nah, fuck no.
The industry has also been set up, and they only had it happen to them because of like sometimes Kanye, people are just terrible people like you. You know there's no comeback from this rant when Travis Scott and Tyler the Creator unfollowed him. Bro, yep. I know for a fact I heard Travis. That's literally his role model and actual brother-in-law. He stuck with him through all the controversies and has always held down that he's his hero. And
it's gonna hurt Travis too, because like on Travis's last album, I believe Kanye West was helping him with it. Because it really did sound like a Kanye album. I fucking loved it, bro.
I can't see him saying it anymore without facing some type of backlash. And Elon Musk unfollowing too might be the crazy.
I'm shocked that he didn't block him from Twitter, to be honest. But I mean, I don't know.
One. This is the equivalent of Stalin versus Hitler. It's like he wants to be alone and have no friends and family and only have his naked wife. Saying you only tour for the money too is the final way of cutting off your core fans. Like if you're a Kanye rider and see this, he's basically spitting in your face and saying he's only interacting.
To be fair, that's how like probably 90% of the big artists are.
With you for the money, but best believe if he has a tour, people will still be running to buy those tickets. And him managing to get the Super Bowl ad still after everything, only to remove everything off the store after the ad and just have a swastika shirt up. Someone at Fox is getting fired because this could have easily been prevented. They finally shut the store down after 16 hours of it being up. And yes, Kanye, we know who you're gonna blame for this, even though you're literally selling swastikas. My final thoughts on why this whole rant got fired up in the first place is because it got confirmed this year that he's a billionaire again with a net worth of $2.77 billion, which meant that he's now more richer than he was before with his sponsorships and deals.
Wow. That is crazy.
So we saw this and saw Elon Musk Twitter and realized he made a comeback while saying the most crazy ever. And now that no one can stop him, he will just say what he wants and he'll still be a billionaire. If this was the stuff he always wanted to say, then he's always been psychotic. Because what do you mean just because you're a billionaire and no one can stop you now that this is what you always wanted to say?
And to be fair, there was people that used to argue that Kanye would say these things because he knew if anyone else would say them, they would automatically be canceled. They wouldn't be able to do anything ever again. Like no one would ever work with them, yada, yada, yada. And it's like, hey, this is such an ego move where I can do and say whatever the fuck I want and still be successful. Man,
I'm trying to think if I'm in the same position and feel the same way. I'm not sending out these tweets still because these are not in my thoughts through the day. I'm not casually thinking that R. Kelly and Diddy should be free. If you're asking what I'm gonna do considering my glazing of Kanye in the past, that music is still getting blasted.
100%. And to be fair, with this whole character arc and that whole premise I just talked about, doing whatever the fuck you want, no matter what you want, because the guy who you are, that kind of power, is the reason he makes some of the greatest fucking bangers that are out there. The biggest fucking ego boosting music there is, bro. Without a fucking doubt. He makes some of that fucking just incredible. I don't even know what kind of instruments. It's like he goes into the future and pulls those instruments back into the present day and makes a fucking song with it. It's fucking insane.
I'm sorry, he will be my #1 most listened to artist, but he will not be mentioned as my GOAT anymore. I know it's a sad day.
Lil Wayne, baby.
The tabloids are in for one today. Kanye West was my GOAT and the one that inspired me.
Otis was so hard, bro.
Ye's the devil.
At least that's my way of coping with it. I hope for the sake of his family and even his wife he gets help. I know if they split up, she's about to come out with some of the most...
Oh my God. I don't hope for it. I don't hope for anyone to ever get a divorce or anything like that, right? I don't hope for anybody's downfall. Who gives a fuck, right? But if she does, bro, the fucking documentaries, the amount of content that will be coming out will be insane. And it's not just her story. It's going to be both sides, bro. Because if he's right about that whole situation, her being hurt, like it's her fault that he's acting like this. Oh, man. Bro. It'll be entertaining, that's for sure.
Craziest shit we've ever seen. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. As always, I love you guys consensually. And until next time, I'm out.
This is a good video, man. It was. Definitely giving it a like. Also, yeah, hit a sub on my channel as well. Let's get to 1K, baby. We are pushing. We're pushing to 1K at the Ether. Just to let you know, I'm not the Ether. We all are. So hit that sub button to join it. Also hit a like because it's free and helps push it out to more people. Comment down below, but first let's check out their comments. All right. Now I finally feel what Obi-Wan felt when Anakin became evil. Dude, that is, yeah, what a fucking comment. 100%. That's, wow. He is truly the college dropout after losing his art degree. Just like, oh no. Just like his German idol. Jeez. He graduated from his career. Nitrous done fried the boy. Oh, I forgot about that challenge. That little trend with Galaxy Gas. 410, Fall of Rome. 2025, the fall of Kanye. That's pretty much it, man. I don't know what else to say. Comment down below your thoughts on the situation. Did you grow up listening to Kanye? Do you love his music? Do you still love his music? Do you think his music's ass? Did you always think that? What's your favorite Kanye song? What's the wildest thing he's ever tweeted? Actually, don't do that. Don't put that in the comment section below. No, don't do that. I almost fucked up. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Deuces.